Right, is that there is no sound? Um, why is that? Right, I need to hang on. Let me come back, and I'll come back in 2 minutes. Right, can you hear me now? Let me know if you can or not. Got teething problems. I'm not even back 5 minutes, and I've got teething problems. Right, let me know if you can. Um, Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Grant. Right, that is what we want to hear. Yeah. I want to say big up to everyone for your kind words, actually, to Mrs. Tron. She really appreciated it. Really was so grateful. She is doing better. She's getting better every day. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. That messages. Yes, I didn't get to go away on my holidays properly, but we are looking to go away in the international break in September. So there will be no interruption with the Tottenham content on here when the season gets going. But yeah, um, it is nice to be back. It really is nice to be back. I have missed it. I miss talking to you guys. But you do need a break to recharge batteries and to get out. I won't bring that up yet. Look, we are getting there. But yeah, you do need a break sometimes, and you need a break to recharge the batteries and sort of take stock on the channel and try to improve stuff. We've got a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline, graphics wise, new studios, new intro, um, stuff like that. I've got new camera coming, a new mic coming. So yeah, a lot of movements that we're going to be bigger and better this summer and next season than we were last summer. And the shows now are going to be more consistent now. There will be a show every day in the transfer window. There will be watch-alongs as well during the World Cup as well, guys. So we're going to be a lot more content coming up for you guys moving forward. I know it's been a little bit sporadic since the end of the season. But from today now, there will be a show every day, transfer wise, and we'll take it from there. And then, of course, on Friday we've got the fixture out, so we're going to cover that as well. Also, the podcast will be back on tomorrow at 6 o'clock with me, Nick, and the girls from JSY Talks Football. I'm going to speak to Dave over the next couple of days. See can we get the Irish Lads Talk Spurs podcast up and running again. So yeah, a lot coming up and a lot going in the summer. Right, let's welcome a few people in. Big up to John68, big up Dermotron chat. Hope you and Mr. Tron are both okay. Yeah, we are, thank you. And thank God she's okay. Yes, thankfully. Big up, Giant. It's a talk about Tonoli. Genuine or yet another sun pursuit? No, it is genuine. It is very genuine. Let me tell you. Big up Dermo and everyone in the chat. Absolutely loved his intro. Some real class players on display. Yeah, it was the idea of the intro was to cover my lifetime, James's and Tequila's lifetime. So yeah, it really was to cover now the new intro. I've left it up to Column to do it because we are being sponsored by O'Connell Design. So let me get that actually down the bottom. I go away for 5 minutes and I forget what to do. There we go. So that's going. I don't want that colour. I don't want black. What colour can we have? Can we have blue? Can we have blue? I want blue. Okay, I ain't getting blue. Right. Yeah, Tonoli. Okay, yeah, that was when you couldn't hear me. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good afternoon, Dermot. Everyone in the chat. Oh, well. Yes, glad to be back, Wayne. Glad to be back. Big up to Iceman. Yes, you can all hear me. Brilliant. Big up to Dave Gianola. Big up Dermot. To Tononi News, even remotely true. Yes, it is true. Big up to Dave Hampton as well. Big up Dermot. The hair's looking slick out. Yeah, I had it cut. I had it trimmed there last week. A bit too short than I normally would like it, but yeah, still grey. No. Black hair is completely gone now. It's just fully grey now. Just the odd bit of black trying to hang on by its fingernails. Big up Rhino. Hey Derma, how are you? How's the weather? Lovely warm day here in Ireland. Absolutely gorgeous. The sun is splitting the trees. But yeah, I'm fine, Rhino. It is good to be back, and I'm glad to be back as well, talking football with you guys. That's all I want to do is talk Tottenham and football. Right, so let's crack on with it. Right, we're going to start with this news. Now, Fabrizio Romano last night broke on there, that Tottenham were one of the clubs in for Sandro Tonali of Newcastle, but he dropped it a couple of hours later that believed Tonali's open to joining and keen on the move, while talks with Newcastle will follow on price tag and package. Tottenham want to go ahead as strong and get it done as a priority target wanted by De Zerbi. Yes, it is. De Zerbi wants this done and he wants it in now. I've asked the people that I use, I've asked for better information on this and try to get more nailed down to what the price tag would be. Now, there is a reason. Newcastle want, I think, within the region of 100 million. Now, if we did pay the 100 million, that would make him the biggest, that would make us our biggest transfer in Premier League history. I think in our history, we've never paid more than over 60 million. I think that was for Solanke. Richarlison. I can't remember the two, which one's the record signing. I think it's Solanke by a couple of 100,000. But for me, this would be a great signing for us if we can get this one over the line. I think he brings someone to the midfield. I think he brings that sort of star player that, he can make something out of nothing. Now, where does this leave Maddison? Where does this leave Kulu? I think Kulu would be fine, because I think Kulu can play in the wing. So I think moving forward, that's fine. But he's gone the right wing or the left. You've got three players then. If Tonali is going to play as a 10, if he's going to play as an 8, then I think you're looking at Sarr probably leaving the cover. So Tonali can come in, Papa Sarr gone. We know Basuma's gone as well. He got his contract. He left at the end of his contract, so he's gone. We have the likes of Archie Gray, Lucas Bergville, and Bentancur as well. I think if you take Sarr out of the situation, I think then you're left with Gray, you're left with Bergville, you're left with Bentancur. Yes, you are left with Conor Gallagher as well, but he's more of an 8 or a 10. So I think he might go into that 10 role and play it there with James Maddison. But it's going to be very interesting what midfield 3 De Zerbi wants. He wants more of a dynamic attacking midfield 3, where you probably have Palunia sitting as a 6. You can have one player playing as an 8, and then you probably play James Maddison or Conor Gallagher as a 10. Personally, I play Maddison as a 10. I don't think Gallagher offers you anything much as a 10. I think James Maddison is the more man for that position. But it's all about where he wants to go, isn't it? It's all about, do we offer him the right package? Do we offer him the right project? We know that Man City are in for him. We know Arsenal are probably in for him, both in European football, both Champions League. Players do want to play at the highest level. Players do want to play at the top level of football. And, them clubs can guarantee Champions League football, where every player wants to play. Are Tottenham going to qualify for the Champions League next year? I don't think so. I think we'd be lucky if we qualify for the Europa or the Conference League. I think that's where we should be looking at. Anything else, then I think you're being slightly delusional. But why can't we not dream of getting these signings? And if ENIC are serious of pumping money into this football club, if they are serious about backing De Zerbi, then these are the players you have to go and get. These are the players you have to pay big money for, bring them into the football club. And it's all about ENIC now. Do they want to do that? Do they have the balls? Do they have the courage? Do they have the conviction to go out and pay 100 million, say, or 80 million for Tonali? I'd love to see it. I'd love to have him at Tottenham, but what are we offering him? No European football. But is he excited by the project by Robert De Zerbi? We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. Silly season, as we always know, at the start of a transfer window, silly season comes into effect. And Tottenham are linked with every man in his dog. But for me, look, if this is true, and this is from Fabrizio Romano, so if he is open to joining and keen on the move, we know a couple of things that would probably get this one for Tottenham. It is a London-based club, so London's very popular with players. It is a massive football club he is joining, and also the potential under De Zerbi and next season to be in this rebuild and take us to the next level. Then I think that is very exciting. The downsides of it, we can't offer him any European football. That is one of the signs. And the other thing is, will we pay his wages? Will we pay the money that he wants weekly? Are Tottenham now going to throw away the shackles of the Daniel Levy? I'm only paying you so much. Are we now going to say we're a big club? No, we're going to act as a big club, and we're going to go and pay you the money, the 100, 200,000 pound a week. We did, I think, Conor Gallagher is on 180 grand a week, 160 grand a week. So he's at the top end of what we've played. I think he's on the same money as Romero. And I think the two early signings we got in as well with Robinson and Cincini as well. I think they're very good signings, and I will talk about them later on in the show, but I'm absolutely delighted. I'm also going to have my say in the Daniel Levy saga. Has he? Hasn't he? Do you know, nobody knows for sure if he has sold these shares to the capital, the company Capital 8. Nobody knows if he has or not, but I think he has. And I was speaking to Philip Brady today. There's an inkling for me. This reminds me of the Ivan Scholar years when Ivan Scholar was taking control of the football club and doing things, not taking the full percentage, just taking a little bit, and sort of within the club, sort of playing people against each other. So we've got a lot to talk of. But for me, yes, this is happening. It's down to the player now. Where does he want to go? But if he's open to joining us, which doesn't mean he is, it means he's open. So there is other clubs involved as well. Big up to Raza. This says, allegedly they are selling a lot of their expensive paintings on auction to help funds into transfer window. That's true. I've heard that as well. I'm very surprised if they are doing that, if they're supposed to be as wealthy as they say they are. Then that begs the question then, if you don't have the money to fund the football club, then why do you own a football club? It really does beg a belief that for years and years, they never had the big money to go out and buy these big players. And maybe we did have to do everything within a budget. So that then begs belief then, why do they own the football club if they can't afford to take us to the next level? And it says a lot. Apparently, there is, allegedly they are doing this. I don't know if it's true or not. But if that is the case, that does sort of beg the question, why? So yeah, big up to you, right? I haven't seen you before, bud, but hit that subscription button if you can. I'll big up the Wayne. If De Zerbi wants him, he wants to come to us, then don't put around, get it done. Exactly. This is the point I'm making, Wayne. If Enoch now are serious about doing things right, doing things properly, then go out and get this player. Get it done. Say to Newcastle, make them offer, they can't refuse. Look, there's 100 million or there's 80 million. Tempt them with a high offer. And if you are serious as well about buying this player in, then you give him what he wants. You make it as attractive proposal to him as possible. Where if a man, say Man United or a Man City or an Arsenal came in, and then you've got to make the proposal as attractive as possible. And I think we've got a lot going for us. We are a big club, and I think it's a deal that can get done. It's just that we've got to act as a big club to go and do it. So I agree with you, Wayne. If he wants to come to us, we want him. He wants to dump this around, get it done. Just throw money at it. Big up Rhino. What do you think of England's chances? Do you think Spain are going to win the World Cup? Dermo and Ternelli would be accepted by me. Well, if it's accepted by you, bagpipes, then Rhino, then we're all good in the world. Always good in the world. What do I think of England's chances? I'm not ruling them out. I'm not ruling you out to win the World Cup. I think you're one of 5 or 6 teams that could win it. I think you've got to put Spain in there. I know they had a draw yesterday. Probably Argentina, Brazil. Brazil didn't play very well against Morocco at the weekend. But I think you'd be there and thereabouts. I think you might be looking at a quarter of semi-finals, if I'm being honest. But this World Cup hasn't sort of grabbed me yet. And maybe it will. And maybe after the first games, and maybe when it gets into knockout football, it will start getting more exciting. But, semi-finals for England and Spain. Spain always starts slow in tournaments anyway. So, though yesterday's was a shock, I think they will. I think they'll be there or thereabouts. But as I said, 5-6 teams can win the World Cup. So we have to wait and see what happens. Why would Tonali want to join Spurs? Big up to Simi. Well, firstly, Tottenham are a massive club. Secondly, that we're going to go places on the De Zerbi. And why wouldn't he want to come to Tottenham? Why can't we attract these players? We're as good as any other club. Yes, we've had 2 rough seasons where we finished 17th, and it hasn't been great. Mistakes have been made. We didn't build upon the win in Bilbao. And this time last summer, we were still buzzing from that. We've had a sobering season where we nearly got relegated. And it's down now to Tottenham and the management and the owners to make us believe again. So why won't he want to come to Tottenham? If De Zerbi wants him and De Zerbi can convince him of the project that there is at Tottenham, then why not? Why not? It will come down to money at the end of the day. And if somebody offers him more money, I'm not being rude, but it doesn't matter what project you put in front of a player. If say at Tottenham say we're going to give you X amount, and Arsenal come in and say we're going to give you £100,000 more a week, you're going to go there, aren't you? It's human nature. So look, for me, we'll just see what happens. But why not? Why won't he want to come to us? We're a big club. Great to have you back, Dermo. I would not like to play poker with De Zerbi. No, I wouldn't. Thanks so much, John. Very kind of you. It's great to be back. Absolutely no chance he goes to Spurs. Look, I'm going to put my neck in the line here. I think there's a 85% chance he's coming to Tottenham. Now, it's leaving me with a little bit of leeway, but 85% he's coming to Spurs. Guarantee it. As long as we get Silvino and 2 new strikers, I would be happy to get some more out there. And then I'm going to talk about the strikers later in the show as well. There is one striker we've been linked with, Rhino. And a lot of people may say no. But I've got my reasons why I think he might be a good move to Tottenham. Welcome back, Dermo, and a lot of pain, but good to see you back. Everyone say welcome back, Dermo. Big up to Keeler. Please give this man a shout out. He's not well at the moment. He's suffering a little bit. And please, in the chat, send him your love, send him your best wishes, and make him know that he is still missed too on this channel. But yeah, big up to you, Tequila. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Great to see you. Big up to Wayne. Big up. Considering the last 2 seasons to attract a player as good as Turner would be silly not to. Just make sure he doesn't hit the bookies. Yeah, I know what you mean. Big up to Rodney. Big up Rodney, Mike. Big up Dermo up the Spurs. Big up Rodney. Great to see you. Are we going to spend money? I think we are going to spend money. I think we're going to have a really good window. I was told probably about a month before, probably the back end of the season, that for a content creator wise, it's going to be really busy for me. It's going to be great for me. There's going to be a lot of outgoings, a lot of income. And so I think there's big changes at Tottenham. I think there really is. Big up to Sonny. I wouldn't bet on Tonali during the Spurs. Well, we have to wait and see, don't we? We have to wait and see, won't we? If we get all the signs that I've said at the top 4, look, I'm not saying we're getting Champions League next season. Delusional Dermo is back. Saki Dermo's gone for a bird now. I don't like Saki Dermo. Doesn't make me happy. I'm looking more at Conference League, maybe Europa League. But to probably have your point of view, Ryan, I don't know if you'd agree, there's a lot of teams in Europe next season. And we're only playing 1 game a week. So why can we not use that as an advantage? The only thing is, if we go long in one of the competitions, which I think we've got a great chance of winning the League Cup next season or the FA Cup, I think we really do. I just think next season can be a really good season for us. Big up, been two soaping seasons for me, at least in the league. I know how you feel on that. Surely it can't be three in a row, right? No, I don't think so. I do not think so. Big up, Sonny. It's pure paper talk. It's not 85%. This is how he gets a new country to, like, yeah, did come up. No, well, as I said, I got told last night, and this is the exact words I got told last night, and by the people by the person I use. And it was, it came out, that Tottenham invented the race. And I sent him that, and he said, it is. So it is. And Fabrizio's come out and doubled down on it today by saying what he said. And I remind you what he said as well. He's saying, believe Tottenham Tonoli's open to joining and keen on the move. With talks with Newcastle will follow a pricing package. Tottenham want to go ahead strong and get it done as a priority target. So look, if it gets done, Sonny, it gets done. I hope it does. I hope it does get done. I really do. Look, I understand what you're saying, bud. I do get it. It's all rumour until we can see him holding up the shirt. But for what I'm hearing, it's going to be big days ahead at Tottenham. Big days ahead. Big up to Keeler, me on chat. Big up to you. Yeah, big up to his. That delusional, that is even delusional from you, Ryan. Bagpipes. Yeah, everyone. It's not Rhino anymore. His name's Bagpipes now. Yeah. Big up Scotland winning as well. What we've got here, I would take top half, at least with the current squad. Ask me again after the window. Yeah, I think, I'm looking at top half as well. Probably pushing for the Europa League or Conference League. Really do. Big up to James. Anything on Villa mate and transfer. As soon as I get any, I'll let you know, buddy. Big up to Kate as well. Big up to Kate. Hope you afternoon, Dermotron. Big up to Kate and Jim. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you in. Big up to Benny as well. I have the 1,000 yard stare when it comes to transfer rumours. Yeah, I know how you feel. I've heard Tonoli to Spurs 85 million, 10 add-on should be done. For my source, it says 50% done. I'm waiting for a massive update for the person I use, and I'm probably hearing the same thing, no and less the same thing. Don't get me started. Been years from my operation. Hope to get you done quick, Giant 68. Yeah. Tequila's not having the great times at the moment. Bless him. Man United finished third when buying Memembo and Cunha. We beat them 4 times last season. I love us to sign Tonoli, his classmate. I want to stay him higher than top 8. Yeah, do you know what? If we can get the players in that we want to get in this summer, I think we're in for one hell of a season. I thought you would be shocked how delusional I am. Complete shocked how delusional you are. Absolutely shocked. Fell off my chair in shockness. So let's carry on with the latest news. Also, while I was away, Porro has signed a new deal. I know Tequila's going to be absolutely over the moon with that. So is Lord Porro of Totteridge. Well, he says, we are delighted to announce that Porro has signed a new long-term contract with the club. I'm sure that's cheered Tequila right up. I'm sure he's there going, yippee-yay. I reckon that's just cheered. I reckon he's feeling tickle pink at the moment. I'm sort of there going, do you know what? That's just made my day. Oh Lord. Look, I think we start with a clean slate. As that. No, I think every player starts with a clean slate now. Look, the last 2 seasons been hell. And I think a lot of the fan base has been quite divided on opinions and on Tottenham itself, either it's the owners, the managers, the players, or whatever. And I think we've lost, some of us have lost what it meant while I've lost our love for Spurs, I would say. And I think when Porro came out with that last season, and especially we were going through a bad run, I think it got to a lot of us that a lot of our older fans I was very offended by what he said, because we do have a right to have our opinion on how you players play. And maybe it's different from players in my era in the 80s or the 90s, or maybe in the early 2000s, where players were a bit more tougher. They had a bit more of a thick skin about them. And I think today's players don't have that much of a thick skin. I think today's players are more, especially with social media around as well. I think they're a lot more, they feel they can have a right there back. And I understand that. I get that. I get they have a right to defend their teammates. I get to do. And, some of the criticism, some of it was, I think, bang on. I think some of it was over the top. And I think if it's over the top, then you do have a right to come out and sort of defend your teammate. I think also with Porro, I think he's also got to say, look, I've got to hold my hands up as well. I haven't been playing well. I've been making mistakes. I've not done the best I can do. So I think there has to be a happy medium. But I think as soon as that season finished, I think everyone goes away and you start with a clean slate this season. From a player point of view, I think it's great that he signed in a new deal. I think to have him on the right and Robinson on the left, I think that is going to be the best combination of the wing backs that we're going to have at Tottenham for a very long time. I think you got your doggy back in Robinson up, you got Jed Spence back in Porro up, and you've got two backups as well to come in to cover for them as well. And I just think at last we've got two fullbacks or two wing backs that can complement each other. Because if you're a striker or you're a front player, forward player, I think the amount of crosses they're going to put in for you is going to be mouthwatering. And I really do believe that. I think for going forward, I think Porro has an awful lot to do to make up to some of what he said. But I think also he's got to now work hard and earn our respect back, earn our trust back. And I think a lot of these players have to earn our trust back. Just because they escape relegation doesn't mean that we trust them as a group. Doesn't mean that we trust these players fully. No, there has to be an awful lot of willingness on their half. And I think it's got to be a lot of willingness on our half as well, that we've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. We've got to go and say, right, okay, we've had a shit 2 seasons. Now go and prove to us that we can back you. Give us something to back. And I think they did that at the end of the season. I think the way they played, I think the way that they did end the season well, I think it gave us optimism for the start of the season. And I think the healing process started. I don't think it's finished. I don't think it's nearly there yet. But I get what you're saying, 2K, and I think you make a very good point. I will go back to your earlier comment, by the way. I just wonder why I'm talking about this. I think you're very right to say they did have a hell of a lot of disruption with, Tudor and Frank. And I think you're right in saying that. But also, Kate, the flip side of that, I think also these players are paid a hell of a lot of money to go out and just kick a ball around. They should be well disciplined within themselves to say, do you know what? This is not good enough. We're going to have to take responsibility here. And I think players today are not like players of yesteryear, where the players of yesteryear would have taken the dressing room by the scruff of the neck and say, right, okay, forget what he says. We know what we can do. We're going to go out and show him what we can do. And where Thomas Frank and Tudor weren't good enough and weren't right managers, I totally agree. I just think these players also have to take responsibility as well. And us as fans have to take responsibility as well, because we have to take responsibility for our reaction, for how we react. And I think it's all about everyone coming together now at the end of the season, clean slate. We all start again. We all start the summer. We get behind the boys. We get behind the team in pre-season and we start. But they've got to earn our trust. They've got to give us our trust. We've got to, what am I trying to say? They've got to earn our trust back again, which they haven't done. I hope that's actually sort of, I hope I'm agreeing with you, Kate. I think I am. I do agree what you say, but I think also these players have to take responsibility. Everyone does. Everyone has to take the share of the pie, either being the owners, Vinay, Lang, the players, everyone. So hopefully, hopefully next season we'll be going, look, I'm glad he signed it, and the combination of him on the right and Robson on the left really excites me. It's about time we've had two thing. And to get back to your earlier comment as well, where was it? Yeah, she's getting there. She's getting better every day. If it happened on the train or the boat, then God, she wouldn't be here now. Let's put it that way. So yeah, she's getting there. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to everyone who sent lovely messages, and that she really appreciated it. And I'm ready. I love the community I've built here. We've got a really good community. So thank you all so much. Let's see, who's your source? Look, I don't have to, Sonny. Look, I'm going to say this once and once only, right? It's not a dig at you or anyone. Tequila knows who the people we use on this channel, and they're not yet put us wrong. So everyone can have their HP or heights. I get it; it's a bit of fun, but I work hard to bring proper news to you guys. I don't just go and look on Spurs news. Yeah, I'm going to put that as 90% is going to happen. I do my research into it. I do my digging. Tequila can tell you in the chat as well. I work hard when it comes to these transfers, and I double check, treble check, quadruple check the information before I give it to you guys. Unless Tottenham have released it, that say Porro signing, Tottenham released that, that's fine. I got the Porro news 2 days before it came out, but I was so busy, Mrs. Tron and that, I didn't get time to do a short to get it out to you guys. So yeah, I know it's a joke and everyone can have a joke, but I take it very seriously what I do and the people I use. And Tequila will back me up in this. The person I use, he will come on one day and show him who he is, and he will come on and prove to you guys that this fella is top dog. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. Big up to King Porritt. Yeah, I knew you'd be pleased with that, Tequila. I knew you'd be cock a hoop with that. I can see you doing the river dance now. Sonny, I'm thinking cheeky league title and lifetime will be 30 next month. So, well, there is a stat going out there that Leicester, the year Leicester, before Leicester won the league, they finished in the same spot, the same goal difference with the same points, and they went on to win the league next season. Just saying. Me and Mr. Brady can stick a tenner on it. Delighted. Yeah, do you know what, Kate? I don't know about you. I think I would love to know what you and Jim think, but I bet you Jim's excited as me having them two running down the wings. Brilliant. Need to increase my morale. That's all right. I knew it, do you? I knew you would. 44 mates, so still got hope too. But I take top 6 for now. Mean better if United can. So yeah, of course we can. We got Rhino. Would Vucevic stay there or will he go to Brighton? I'm waiting for an update on that. There is a 30 million bid. It was turned down by Tottenham. And why we're letting them go anyway doesn't make sense. We have to wait and see. He wants more game time. So it's down to De Zerbi. If De Zerbi's going to give him the more game time, then we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, we just have to wait and see. I don't want them going. I want them playing in the first team, but it's down to De Zerbi, and I trust him. Whatever De Zerbi says, I trust. Pedro Porritt, as my missus says sometimes, I'd be well pleased he's staying. We struggle to buy better. We would, to be fair. Would you take Dusan Vatovic? Now, I would, but he's on a free, isn't he? So you're not losing anything. Let me put this out to you guys, right? So let me take that down for a minute. Let me take that down and let me put it. Hello, where have I gone? There you go, I'm back. Let me put you guys. Would you take him on a 1-year deal with an option? Then if he doesn't then do well, then you can part ways at the end of the season. Would that be a good idea? Let me know what you think, Raz. Let me know what you think, man. That's what I do. I take him on a 1-year deal with a Ronin, give him a 1-year contract with an option of a further 1 or 2 years if he does well. Then if he doesn't do well, then you can say let go at the end of the season. Or if he does do well, then you tie him down then to a longer contract. Let me know what you think. If you agree or not, well said, Dermo. Big up to you, Rodney. I would rather keep Richie than like, oh Jesus. Well, okay, we can disagree on that one. Yeah, exactly. You seen our front line, mate? Yep, certainly would. There you go. Will be Tonali for Bergville. Newcastle will also go after RO if Isaac keeps being a flop. Liverpool attempt to buy him back. Do you know what? I feel sorry for Isaac because he went for big money and he did do his leg in. It's going to be interesting how he goes this season. It really will be. Big up Sonny reminds me of Vincent Janssen, like Jimenez too, maybe. Hopefully those decrepit links are bogus. I couldn't stand helping out those. Yeah, I know. Well said, Dermot. Thank you very much. I'm not sure Dyche would like him joining too much. Well, it's a squad game at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a squad game. Big up Mark Taylor. Big up Mark. Hope you're doing well. Evening, everyone. Evening to you. Go to your happy place, Dermo. HP's King. You know full well who our source is. Big up Dermo, mate. Hope you are well today. Yeah, I'm right, Daz. How are you doing, buddy? There will be a game. Gaming will be back up soon now. I've got my PC back. I'm still trying to work out Windows 11, to be fair. It's really confusing me. I am old. But yeah, there will be gaming next week. I think I'm going to start doing the gaming 3 days a week, guys. So do watch out for that. Sorry, Dermo. I don't think fans should take any responsibility. The players made this turn on them, but it's all on the club. I can't agree with that. No, I don't think so. Look, I think us as fans have a right to complain and we have a right to criticise. We have a right to complain about the players. We also have a right to boo, though it's a very taboo subject. I think we do have a right to boo. We play the highest ticket prices in Europe. But I think also as a fan base, there were some games last season where it was silent at the stadium. And that's down on us. Our job is to get them players through difficult moments. Now, 90% of the season, our away fans were fantastic, sang from start to finish. And I understand its frustration, but everyone has to take responsibility. Even I criticised the team so much last season, and maybe some of the things I said were over the top. So I have to take more responsibility for what I said. I think it's important that we do. I think it's important, Ryan, that as human beings, as Spurs supporters, that we do take responsibility for our actions. We do take responsibility for what we say. We do take responsibility for what we do say. If you go through life without taking responsibility, then what's the point? Because then you're going to say, well, nothing to do with me. I don't take no responsibility for anything. You can't go through life like that. I think the players, and firstly, take responsibility. I think the club have to take responsibility for the action. So does Vin Lang. I think we do as well. I think everyone does. That's the only way you can grow. That's the only way you can move on. That's the only way that we can move on as a fan base. And also we have to take responsibility for not protesting. When we do protests, it's that we don't turn up for these protests. We don't turn up for Change for Tottenham. We don't protest against the boards. We don't protest that we want better for our football club. So yes, we have to take responsibility for that as well. And that's down to us to do. The players can't go out and protest down the high road. We do as fans. We have to do that. We have to go out and protest against the football club. We have to go out and protest to make sure that the club, we don't let the club forget that it's us, the fans, that are the football club. If they didn't have us, there'd be no football club. You would have a body without a heart. You would have a club without soul. We're the soul and the heartbeat of this football club. So sometimes this is our club. So we have to go out and Change for Tottenham, say, we're going to do a protest in this thing. We're going to have to go out and do that protest. You look at United when they do a protest, thousands turn up. You look at Liverpool, thousands turn up. We can't do that at our club, and we have to. We can't give these owners 2 minutes peace. We really can't. And I know Billy will be back on in the next few days, and we'll be getting more information of what's planned over the summer. But we got to. We have to as fans. This is our club. This is not Enid's club. Enid's are the custodians of this football club. We are the football club. So it's down to us to take our responsibility. Our responsibility is backing the team, and when there's a protest, to let the club know we're not happy how our club's being handled. And we can't keep going through where only 50 people turn up. We look at Old Trafford where thousands turn up. Do you know, we've got to do more. Maybe I've opened a can of worms that maybe I don't know, but it's how I feel. There's only one sauce, and that's mint sauce. Yeah, big up, Wayne. Yes, Dermot has a good sauce, yes. And it's not tequila. Anyway, it wasn't you. I was saying it to the other fellow, Matt. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I got my frustrations out. Smash a like for Dermot. Thank you, Daz. I do you know what? I'm a HP man myself, not a ketchup fan. Why did we get into sauces anyway? Yeah, I love a bit of HP on my bacon sarnie or sausage sarnie. Yes, Ira Pants, okay. I'll big up. Yeah, this is to Jess's. Yeah, please do. I will be on there. I'm on there later, actually, doing the watch along for them. I'm signing Vatovic on the 3-year deal with an option for a fourth. If it doesn't cut it, then send him on. Yeah, big up the Ghost of North London, Dermo's Gamer channel. Thank you so much. Care to advertise mine, Daz? Cheers. I can find it myself. More means more time. What's yours, Tequila? Yeah, I'll find it. Hang on. Just let me. Okay. I don't care. Yeah, just please go away. Hang on. I just find it now. There you go. Right. Okay. Right. What are we doing? What we're doing? All right. So this should be it. So we're going to copy that. Now we're going to press group 1. It should be back in there. There we go. Right, there you go. That should be, that is the play pouch as well. If it comes in, there we go. It's in there for you now, Tequila. Did he put it in? Oh, there it is. Well, I put it in there as well, by the way. When you stream the next Tequila, I've missed the last few due to being knackered. Today is to do. It's my tag. Add me up. I will, Sonny. I will do, bud. That's Tequila's one there. I did put the link for Tequila in as well, so do that. Do get over there, by the way. Hard just being lazy. Wayne, can you please put Tequila's link in? I have no idea how to, Daz. Not a technical mind. Big up, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. There you go. He's once I recovered from surgery, he's currently SCOM2 Final Fantasy remake. There you go. Undisputed quality game. I've been playing. Talking about when it comes to football. When it comes to football, I will not take responsibility, but in the real world, I would, but not with football. I can't take responsibility for what I say in Tottenham. It's just me. Everyone has to take responsibility, right now. Even what you say, even on football talks, you've got to take responsibility. It's about in life, you take responsibility. Big up to him. I really appreciate these shows you guys put on. Yeah, I love it. It's fine I did it. Well, I've done it anyway for you. Great to meet other Spurs fans, yeah. Push through the pain bound Fabia. Let's see. There we go. No problem. Just had to find it. Quality. Right. Let's go on. Jed Spence. Roberto De Zerbo's told. Now, that's supposed to be Matad's tail. And I put Jed Spence in. So there's your first mistake of the summer season. Damn me. Roberto De Zerbi has told Matad's tail that he'd be counting on them next season as Tottenham play a desperate transfer links for the Frenchman. I think it's worth keeping around. We haven't got right, just let me decline that. Sorry. I'll bring my man back in a minute. We haven't got Xavi or we haven't got Odebear to the turn of the year. So we're going to need tail next season. Up to that, we are looking to buy Savinio as well. So if you've got Savinio and Tell, I think you've got two very good wingers on the left wing. So I think, look, I think it's worth keeping them around because you haven't got Xavi, you haven't got Xavi, and you haven't got Odebear until turn of the year. So yeah, I think it's you'd be stupid to let him go. You really would. Yes, the first of the signage, you do realise a free transfer don't mean we're getting him for dirt cheap. It's boundary his agent will ask for crazy agent fee. Yeah, I know that. I know that. But the point I'm making also is we don't have to pay out a club fee. So I know that about the agent fee and about the sign-on fee will be crazy, but you don't have to pay out a club fee, which does save you a few quid. But big up, Dan. Great to see you in, bud. Great to see you in. Hope you're doing well. Head coach Roberto De Zerbi says Andy Robinson is someone I've admired for a number of years. Will bring outstanding technical qualities, experience, leadership, and mentality to our team. He is a proven winner at the highest level over a long period and is someone who can be a big player for us, both on and off the pitch. And I think this is the signings we need to start off with. I'm absolutely delighted we got Robinson in. For me, it's probably the most important signing of the summer. I really do. Because what he can bring to a dressing room and the leadership there. I think also quality he brings on the pitch. I think having him on the left is such an improvement on your doggy. Look, don't get me wrong, I love your doggy. I really do, but he's too injury prone. And, him and I said it before, Porr on the right, Robinson on the left. You can't ask for two better wing backs. And I think that he brings that experience, brings the leadership, could be in the leadership group. I think rightly should be. And I think if you're going to build a new leadership group, you have to build it around players like Robinson because they have the experience of winning and he brings that winning mentality. And that is so missing. And if you look at the players of Archie Gray and Burford, they will learn a hell of a lot of Robinson as well. And for me personally, I think Archie Gray is really going to be a big player for us next season. I'm really hoping he do well next season because I love Archie Gray. I think he's a great player. He's got great potential, and so does Burville. I just don't get this hate for Archie Gray. I said it before my break, and I don't get the hate for this Robinson transfer either. I think it's ridiculous. I think you bring in a player with a winning mentality and bags of experience and that leadership quality that we're so lacking. I think you'd be stupid not to do it. And I think it's a great signing. Really do. I really do think it's a great signing. So many. Tell can be number one left wing, needs to be understudied. Yeah, I agree, Sonny. And I think this is where Savinho comes in, or somebody with a bit more experience that Tell can learn of. And I think this is where Robinson also comes in as well, that his leadership quality within the group, the younger players, he can teach the younger players a hell of a lot. Too many, but not enough, in my opinion. I don't think people actually know how free transfer work. Just because they're free doesn't mean you're getting them cheap. I know, I get that. Yeah, I know they can combine any signing fee they want, but I get that. Yeah, they'll piss a few fans off. Personally, I like Tell. He is raw, and he needs somebody to guide him. I think, to be fair. Big up Tequila telling me I should stream the games. Okay, talking about gaming. The blooper from Dermo, we should make a clip from every mistake. You probably will get a full blooper reel, Rhino, by the end of the season. I guarantee it. I get you, Daniel, mate, but players practically gets, it's a transfer, isn't it? I can't count more than one. Yeah, I've made a few. To be fair, I've made a few over the years. Sonny, I spot on mine. Yeah, exactly. That's the point I was trying to make as well. That whereas Sonny's, I get you, Daniel, mate. The player practically gets the transfer fee. He does, but with that, I think. Look, it depends. Look, if you're going to spend probably, I don't know how much he's on a week, Andy Robinson. I will find that out. But what you're looking at, a 2 million signing on fee, 1.5 million signing on fee, then your wages. How much is he worth? 12, 15 million. I get it. I do understand what you're saying, Dan. I really do. But the point is, I think a lot of people don't. They just see free transfer and they don't think into what you're saying. And I'm glad you brought it up because I think you're right to bring it up. But I just think it's a great signing. I really do. I'm so happy that one's done. Big up to Wayne. Big up Daniel. Gotta go bloody shopping now. Thanks for showing, mate. Be back in about half an hour if you're still on. Cheers, guys. Big up. Yeah, big up to your son as well. The best hour. The best one when I was messaging you and you left the stream on, Doma. That's when I was tired. The end of the season, I was tired. Is not the only one, because we also got Markov Sensini as a done deal as well. An experienced Argentinian international will join us on the 1st of July, subject to international clearance following of his contract with AFC Bournemouth. Again, the same thing as Stan says, wages and signing on fee. We don't have to pay Bournemouth any money, but we pay the player the money. But I think these are two good signings. And if this is the way we're going to move with this window, I'm very happy with what we're doing so far. If we can add to it and bring in more quality players, then I think we can have a really, 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 really good window. We really do. We've got now this one as well. Daniel Levy agrees to sell most of his shares, Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I was speaking to Philip Brady today about this. And he's worked in business and money all his life. So he's the one I sort of go to. I know Sean Butler did a big thing in this early in June. Now, this sort of broke while I was away on my holiday. And I didn't really want to do nothing because of what was going on. So I didn't really have time to really have my say on it. Now, for what it's explained to me is that the former Tottenham Hotspur chief executive, Daniel Levy, has agreed to sell the majority of his stake in the club. Levy has left Tottenham in 2025, 24 years in charge, and has now signed a sale to purchase agreement with 8 Sports Capital, which is the fella, I think it's the same fella that tried to buy Tottenham in the middle of last year. And he's bid fair, I think he's an American fella. Run by tech billionaire Brooklyn Eric. I hope I said his name right. That they will take the 24.99% stake after the former Spurs so part of his 29.88%. Enoch and Tottenham majority Owen Lewis own 70%. Levy's now there for 4.89. Now, there's been no confirmation by Tottenham that this has gone through. Also, there's been no confirmation changes to the Capital House as well, where everyone's got to be where Tottenham have, because of the tax thing. If I'm right in this, some in the chat, please tell me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right in this. You have to notify them as well with the change of any ownership. I said to Philip this morning that we sort of agreed that this is very similar to what Arvin Scholar did back in the early 80s when he bought the club, when he took the club over. He was doing it in sections. Now, if Brooklyn Eric had got 30% of the shares, then he would be entitled to put a full bid into the football club, as far as I'm correct on that. So just been taking it just under the 24, or just under the taking 24.99% doesn't mean he can share. He can have shares of the company, of the club, but he doesn't have to make a formal bid for it. So for me, I think there's something brewing here. What's brewing, I don't know. I have asked the question. I'm waiting for a little bit of an update on it, so I know, give you guys, and I know where we're going with this. I think this is going to rumble on. I think this is going to rumble and rumble and rumble. But there's been no confirmation by Enoch. There's been no confirmation by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, or there's been no changes, I don't think, on Capital House either. I look, there's two ways. It could be Levy trying to buy the club back again. That if this Brooklyn fella comes in Levy says, well, get me back in, I'll run it for you. Or this is the biggest stab in the back to Enoch ever been done. So, do you know what? I think there's a lot more to run in this. I really do. I'm not saying I know a lot about money. I don't know this side of football. I really don't understand. I think Sean Butler does a far better job than me. Big up to you, Sean, if you're watching. But he know better than me. But for me, I just think this is going to rumble and rumble and rumble and rumble on until something does happen. Tottenham are asking 50 million for your doggy Fiorentina because Paritici's gone down to Fiorentina. They'll have joined Juventus in the chase for Tottenham Hotspur destiny your doggy this summer. Over the past 3 weeks, there has been multiple claims of Italy. The old lady decided to sign the left back. Now, this is from Sport Witness. Now, every news that that I bring up, if it's from us, they will be THFC Till We Die at the bottom of it. If it comes from anywhere else, I'll always say where it's come from. So this came from Sport Witness. So I don't think he's worth 50 million. I think it's worth 30. I think 50 million is a bit over the top, but players now are going for ridiculous amounts of money anyway. But do we sell him and buy a younger left back that's not so injury prone? Probably. But I'd be very interested. It's what De Zerbi wants to do. I don't know where you guys. I'm sort of in the middle of this. Do we sell him or not? And I'm sort of, well, if he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. I'm not really pushed either way. So it's up to you guys. I don't know what you think on that, guys. So let me know in the comments or in the chat below. This one now, Rhino. I was saying about strikers. Liam Delap to Spurs. Now, this is from Football Insider. Tottenham Hotspur could make a move for Chelsea striker Liam Delap and the ongoing transfer window. The North London outfit have been linked with the former Ipswich Town centre forward who hasn't had the best of seasons at Stamford Bridge after the Blues signed him for 30 million. Where are you guys on Delap? Let me know where you guys are. I think it would be a good signing, actually. I think he's got the potential to be a really good striker. I think the potential's there. Yeah, I think the potential is there. I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think he showed great potential at Ipswich. I think anyone going to Chelsea, I think that would ruin your career anyway. I mean, Chelsea are such a joke of a club anyway. So I'll take him. Really would. One thing I like about Delap, and I was again speaking to Philip earlier about this, and we sort of come to the conclusion that he reminds me of a little bit of Mark Hughes in the way that he's feisty up front. And I think we've missed that. We've missed a striker that can put himself about, gain you free kicks up and around the box, gain your penalties as well. I think we've had too many strikers recently are too nice. Either that or they just fall over. You want a striker up there that's going to fight, is going to put his... And look, what he did against Jed Spence, he should have been sent off, rightly so. And I think it's dreadful what he's done, what he did to Spence. But if he was our player and he was doing that up front, I would say fine, go for it. I like Delap anyway, and I think he's got the potential. So I really do. So I think this is a no-brainer for me. So let me know what you think in the chat. I will get to chat in a minute. And I was get to see what you guys think. Also, we've got pre-season coming up. Yay! Yes, the great time of the year when I moan about a camera being in front of a tree at Hotspur away, and Tottenham decide to go and play in New Zealand and kick off at 4:30 in the morning. So thank you, Tottenham, for really buggering up my sleeping pattern. But never mind, the World Cup is preparing me for the early games. Thank you so much, World Cup, FIFA, and Tottenham, for buggering up my sleeping pattern. We do start on the 22nd of July. We're at Hotspur away from Milton Keynes Dons. A Hotspur away. Again, we will be complaining about the post of a tree in my way, and I can't see anyone going on the left-hand side. Tottenham, please either move the post or move your fucking camera. Better next season. Thank you. Then we're off to New Zealand to play Auckland. I think that's a 4:30 in the morning kick-off. So again, thank you, Tottenham, for really fucking my sleeping pattern up. 3 days later, we're playing Sydney FC in the Sydney Cup. And then on the 1st of August, we're playing Chelsea in the Sydney Cup. We're going to win the first silverware of the season. Yeah, I know Spurs players crap domo, but you know that. Yeah, I do, but I have to buy it. For the preseason games, I have to buy it. They only have the good running camera. So yeah, I remember that. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. I think we were doing Reading. I think I did two watch-alongs in one day. I think we had one squad playing at Reading, then the second squad went to Luton, I think in the afternoon. And I just remember doing the 12 o'clock one, and that fucking tree was in the way, or post was in the way for the majority of that game. It was really annoying. But that is it. That is all the latest news, views, and tickety boo that I've got. Let's see what people are saying in the chat, and then we will call that a shift. Big up to Daniel. He says, Wayne, do you want Tottenham to be a serious club ever? We are struggling to let go as fans of players who got injured a lot 10 times every season. No, I get what Wayne's saying, Dan. Look, everyone is entitled to support the player they want to. I get that. You think differently to Wayne. Wayne thinks differently to you. I think differently to Wayne or anyone. I think everyone, as I keep saying, is entitled to their opinion. And as long as that opinion is respected, I get where you're coming from. I do understand where you're coming from. You make some valid points. So does Wayne. So I think everyone makes good points. I think we've just got to. I think the younger players we can get behind. I do feel that we maybe are too sentimental on players, but maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe that's not a bad thing at all. Maybe it's not a bad thing at all. I would take Delap 100%. He turns 85 on FIFA, which never lies, guys. No, that's true. Yes, I would take Delap for the price. I'd take it for probably 15. Rhino, I'd probably agree with that. Can't say I'm interested in the Delap thing. He might be fit in, but I think he's going to be another Solanke. That's the other side of it as well, Wayne. That's the flip side of it as well. So I do get what you're saying on that. I don't quite understand Tottenham fans will keep a player who getting injured. Too many fans hate him because he went to Chelsea. I mean, you go to Chelsea, I mean, you're never going to play. You'd be earning good money, you're never going to play. Yeah, exactly. It's better than the crap we have. I take Delap. Liam, I would buy good players, sell your doggy. I want your doggy. I would keep him. Yes, he has injuries, but don't all our players nowadays. That's so true. Fiorentina and Juventus can piss off. As injury prone as Doggy, he's still a good player and young raw talent. Yeah, that's so true. Well, I'm going backwards. I will be going back down in a minute. I will go back down. Udogie is currently a decisive player, and rightly so. Yeah, that's true as well. I still don't mind any of the players from last season being sold. I think, well, you can delight that Bazuma's gone out the door to killer. He was gone already. Delap is pants. Robinson and Set are very good signings. I think they are too. Any serious club will wipe their hands off Udogie a while back. Daniel, I mentioned that earlier about him being injury prone. He's still a good player, but goddamn, they need to sort out the issues he has. They can't and don't then sell him on, replace him. That's a very good point. Down to Tottenham, they've got to sort out the medical team and find why these players are picking up injuries. Where was it as well? Some other club had the same issue. Where was it? I read it the other week, last week. I forget. It was the same team that had the same retractable pitch as Tottenham does, and they were having the same issues. They did sort it out again. I can't remember. I will look in to see can I find it. Did we even get a penny or Lafka? No. He went out. His contract ended. Roberto De Zerbi did a line of balloons going out the gate. Yeah, that's so true. It is a way. He's got. Do you know what really annoys me? He had the talent. He really did have the talent. It just doesn't have the mentality of doing it. Give me Savinho. I would love Savinho, but look, that is it, guys. I am so glad to be back. I am so glad. I love doing these shows. I love community. I love doing this channel. I love talking Tottenham. I love doing shows for you guys to get involved with you. It is so good to be back doing what I love doing. Big up to Daniel Dermo, good player or not, best player in football availability. No, you're right. You're right. You are right in saying that football is availability. You're spot on that. Is there the best ability? Your doggy is barely available. F the talent. I don't care about players. No, I think you make a very good point. But I think there has to be a bigger picture here, Dan, that why are these players getting injured a lot? Why are the players not being returned quickly as why are the players not coming back fitter than they should be? I think that's the biggest question that should be asked. It doesn't, just because Udogie gets injured doesn't make him a bad player overnight. It doesn't. The bigger question has to be asked the medical department. Why are these players picking up these injuries? What's going to be done about it? What's the resolution to this? Until you sort out the main problem, why these players are getting injured all the time, till you sort out the medical department, which is not working, then you're never going to fix the problem. It's going to be the same problem all the time. So where I do agree with you in what you're saying, I think you have to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is, why is this happening? So look, I think me and Billy will talk about that during the week. Again, do guys give you a massive shout. Thank you again for the lovely messages, Mrs. Tron. She really appreciates it. So I'm really grateful. Thank you guys. I want to say a couple of thank you to the guys as well. I want to say a big thank up to James who popped on as well. Thank you to Nick for covering me while I was away. Did a couple of shows as well, and for doing the podcast. Big up to Josh as well for coming on. I know the girls were busy. So they will be back this Thursday. But big up to everyone. I would say big up to Tequila in the chat as well, who's been doing little bits and pieces for me in the background. With Colin as well. Colin, my new full-time tech support now. So he's away in his holidays. But yeah, we've got loads of new things coming down the pipeline. So I'm so excited about that. And also thanks to you guys. Okay, sorry, Damo. We can't just put this all on the medical team. Let's be honest. Our right back and Bailey been injured for years, and Spencer's Bailey. I get it, but I think there has to be responsibility down to the medical department, because that medical department hasn't been right for years. And I think also, I'm agreeing on what you're saying, but I think there's a bigger picture. I think the bigger picture is that the medical department hasn't been right and badly designed and built, lack of investment. There has been questions. Was it the pitch? Is it the retractable pitch that these players are getting injured? I think there has to be a bigger look into it. Your doggy's done well when he's fit and playing. Just because a player is constantly injured, then there has to be the reason why is he getting constantly injured? Why is he getting constantly? And if you can't fix a problem, then sell him on. Exactly. I agree with that. No, I agree with that 100%. But you also got to look at the bigger picture of why this is not working. It's not just your doggy, it's other players as well. The advice coming back to managers, this player's fit to play, but he only lasts 20, 25 minutes. So I think there's a bigger picture. I think there needs to be more investment within the medical department. I think there has to be more investment within the pitch. I mean, to make sure that these kinds of ACL injuries, we've had 2 years of really bad injuries where a majority of our best players have missed majorities of the season. We've got to figure out why that's been happening. Why are we getting here? Why are we getting these injuries? Why are we getting these ACLs or whatever? I mean, I'll give you an example. I was at the Palace game 2 seasons ago before we went to, I think it was between the 2 semi-finals, and Kula got injured. They made him run up and down the pitch. This is the medical team. This is the physios. Made him run up and down the pitch when we could all see his kneecap was nearly falling out of place. Now, he hasn't been back since. You know, you've got physios willing to let Xavi come back on the pitch against Wolves when we know he's done his ACL. So I think, rightly so, if a player's injured a lot, sell him on. Agree with you 100%. No problems with that. But I think if you're looking for a bigger debate, you're looking for a bigger reason why, I think the whole thing has to be looked at. So the medical department does have to be looked at. There has to be an investigation. Why are these players picking up these injuries? So I agree with you at one point, but why can't we not look at the bigger picture? Surely that's what we should be doing as a football club, and that should be doing within the summer. That these investigations have to be made so we can never ever be here again. And if you think of the amount of players that we've missed last season, I don't think we would have finished 17th. If De Zerbi had come in early, I think we would have finished 12th. And I think this season coming up, I think we've finished top 6, top 7. I think we can qualify for the Conference League, Europa League. I think the Champions League is way off, unless we have one of them seasons turns into one of them once in a lifetimes. So, you know, I just think there has to be a bigger. I think also, talking about the medical department, I think also the rehab part of it as well, getting these players back so they don't get injured again. I think that has to be looked into. I just want to get to Dan's point, because I'm enjoying this. I am. This is getting the juices going down. I'm enjoying this because I don't want people to just agree with me. I want people to come back with me with their reason, and I'm enjoying this, Dan. So big up to you, bud. I hope you're doing well. He says, if this was a medical department issue, 100%, I would expect Porro and Spence to be injured a lot more as well. They ain't. Your doggy needs to be looked at in the way you train. Yeah, maybe the training had to be looked at. Maybe if a player is getting injured, maybe his training does need to be changed. So that's where everyone has to be investigated. I think this is one of the reasons as why, Dan, that I think there was too many mistakes last season. There was too many mistakes made last season. So I don't know what I don't disagree with you what you're saying. I just think the bigger picture has to be looked at, but I don't disagree in principle on what you're saying, by the way, man. Really don't. Big up to Ted. We have signed Van Heckel, Orstein. All right, just let me check. I haven't had an update yet. Let's just check here. I do miss Tequila putting the oi messages in. I might add them to the transfer group so you can put the ois in, which was kind of funny. I do miss that. Oi, have we signed such and such yet? Let's see now. Let's see now. Right, Tottenham Tears have said 1 minute ago, Tottenham have reached agreement with Brighton to sign Jan Paul Heckel for 52 million fixed, no add-ons, and that's from David Oystein. I will wait to get that confirmed, guys. I could be on later, actually. Giroula's saying the deal is done. So I'm just seeing if that is. Let's see if Fabrizio saying anything. So let's see. Let's go to Fab. Where's Fabrizio Romano? Here we go. We know Amarin's going to. That's a shock. Amarin going to AC Milan, by the way. Right, so it's David Ornstein. David Ornstein is in the chat. Someone just sent me a joke. It's funny. Right, let's see. Right. Ooh. There's England have lost a player. Tino Livramento will be out the World Cup, which is probably a big miss for you guys. Right. So Ornstein is saying that it's done. Look, Van Heckel done deal. We will wait and see. I don't think so, Daniel. I don't think so. I think he's staying. Something in my gut's telling me he's staying. But big up, Daniel. I hope you're doing well. Great to see. Yeah. Do you know what, Daniela? I probably would have to agree with you on that. I would have. I think Fabrizio lost a lot of reputation last year. Ornstein is a bit more there. I do agree with you on that. To be. What the F is bomb? It means a bomber means breaking news. Bomber. You know, big. It's like a bomb going off, Tequila. You know, bomber. Right, here we go. Signing number 3's in the door. What a time to be alive. I love these. Right, let's see now. Giroula, the first one to break it. Big up to Giroula. Everyone give Giroula a massive. She came in, said done deal. Maybe Giroula's the new. Maybe Giroula's my source. Maybe Giroula's my source. There we go. Here we go. Number 3's in the door. Tottenham have agreed a deal to sign John Paul Van Heckel from Brighton. Here we go. New defender wanted by De Zerbi, joining on a £52 million deal. Agreement club to club, done after player accepted conditions last week. All done, and Vajovic is a separate case, as David Ornstein has reported. So that is 3 in the door. Bosh. There you go. There you go. 3 in the door. Lovely jubbly. Absolutely jubbly. That means, Jed, my boy, yeah, he may play. Be great to see him play for Linton. Yeah, I would too. A lot of people are saying that way. Dermot, big up to you, Jordan. I do agree with you. Ornstein is probably better. Get in. That's what I like to see. Vajovic would not accept being 5th choice. Dermot, that's time for sweet. Yeah, that's so true. But he is only 18. Look, he has got the talent, but you have to see how he is. So I'll put him out on loan and let him get used to the Premier League for a year. Loan him to a lower Premier League club. Don't sell him, loan him. And what comes up with these terms? I don't know. The fans, I suspect. Big up Rangers fans TV. Big up Rangers. Hope you're doing well. Big up, bro. Is VH done deal now? Van Heckel? Yes, it is. Van Heckel is done. It is in the door. Big ups and Cindy. And maybe now we can focus on striker options. Yeah. Any more news on more? Not yet. I'm waiting for a massive update actually from the person I use. So hopefully we'll get that soon. But look, if Mikey Moore's not going to get into Tottenham's side, I have no problems going to Rangers. I know he's a big success for you up there. But yeah, we're splashing the cash, 52 million. Wow, my lord. F said done. Sorry, this phone. Big up to you. Loan French to Brighton for a season, see how he gets on the Prem. Exactly, that's what I do as well, Philip, if I'm being honest. But guys, there we go. We're going to end it there. There will be a video out later on the signing of Van Heckel, so I will do a welcome to Tottenham. So that will be done in the next hour or so. So we'll be back on later with any more updates or any more news for you. But guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 5. And come on, you Spurs. We're coming back under the mighty De Zerbi.